people can put up a good form here. Maybe he can go play for a different French squad. Maybe not Vitality at the moment since they're major success.
Now,
we are restarting.
Another thing I'll just leave you with is the food for thought that this is the type of matchup that frag movies are made out of.
Oh, yeah. This is where you really get to do a bit of stat padding if you're G2.
Yep.
We're going to be interested to see what Revolution and Vietnamese Counter-Strike can dish out here, see what ideas, see what they're kind of acting with. Early Fog has been able to pick up a Smoke, a Flash, and he's also opted for a Zeus. Lucky will take up some damage towards middle as they continue to barrel down, and Jax will draw first blood. Kenny's going to find one of his own, and this mid push has been absolutely thwarted before it could even start. They continue to pester and prod and push as Fog, the man with that Zeus, will go down to body. That just leaves Hogue at the long cross with 4 players to find.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, says G2 with 4 members alive. They do have a fallen brother in Kenny S, and Hogue not going to go down without a fight. Now being cornered off, there's a world where this does turn in the way that he doesn't want it to, but lucky for G2, that's just not how that is going to unfold.
Did get dicey.
So yeah, first round on the board for G2, kind of as anticipated.
Let's see, because we know G2 have a couple of good like bonus round moves. They do that top mid smoke. They like to push a player up there. Right now, it appears that they will be going up against the pistol upgrade. 4 P250s and a Deagle. So, not the worst. It's not a full eco by any means. Hogue's going to take a shot long. Not going to get anything done. At least his presence has been heard and felt. Jax is going to get up close and personal with this MP9, nading him deep, pushing anybody back. And as that Molotov subsides, we'll take as much map territory as possible. So there's always 2 trains of thought when you are the favored team in a game like this. Do we just play disrespectful? Do we just, play in their face, try and kill them, really just make them feel super uncomfortable? Or do we play full respect and not take any chances? Well, this time around, G2 want to take a couple chances.
Well, I'm sure there is a point where you just turn the nitrous on. You just pop the clutch. You just mash that gas pedal into the floorboard, and you just say, you know what? I'm peaking this because we're dominating these dudes to no end. Now, we haven't reached that threshold yet, but I just have a tingling sensation that that will be upon us rather sooner than later. As we do go into the 3rd round here, the first buy for Revolution in this series. AKs, 1 Creek. Let's see what they do here. Rather than knowing they're at a disadvantage in the other rounds, now that they have weaponry, perhaps they have something up their sleeve. We're going to see G2 not playing along, but really leaving that sole responsibility up to Kenny and an MP5, but he's going to have that Deagle out. Yeah. And that is a scary idea, too.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where I thought they would have done something with his bonus weapons, but they haven't, and they just tried to do a late mid-push there. T was waiting in lower dark. He's going to get 2. Shox will eventually trade him out, but they have a numbered advantage, and they also have a huge HP advantage because Body earlier through the smoke towards B got spammed on down to 15 points of health. Shox not only grabs the trade kill, the AK-47, but information to allow the rotate over towards A, so they should have more than 1 defender there, but Kenny might get caught with his pants down. We'll drop a smoke to delay. Shox in transition continues to farm up some frags. This is the Shox we know and love, as Kenny now peeks from top of A, finds 2 with the MP5. And what felt like a great round, no longer has Revolution have evolved to nothing.
Yes, evolutions, and what will be a shunning there. Will be Shox that finds the last frag. That did bring G2 down to 2 players alive, but even in being eliminated in that round, still leaves that window of opportunity for Kenny S to go ahead and buy up in this round, where we did see him having the MP5 last round, so there is a thought process behind that.
Mid pick too, here we go. So Kenny gets a chance to be aggressive against the pistols. No one spotting at all. It's going to be a long play again. Best spawn using that Deagle to see if he can find someone's head. Unable to get the kill. Will get taken down as across the board members of Revolution are melted away. And that leaves Lucky. Oh, I was going to say in a nice spot to find a kill. He will get traded. T hits a nice 1 dig, but Kenny is there with his AWP. And the last player over towards the long hunt with the bomb. But only a Deagle. A minute 20 left on the clock, so if they offer themselves up 1 at a time, it could be a disaster. But I don't think G2 are going to take those kind of mistakes.
Nah, and again, this is where the comfort level is just going to come out on top. Just like Jax at top mid getting punched on by Jason Trong there. And, well, he's not going to last much longer than that. 4-0 for G2 Esports.
Let's see. Do you reckon the AWP comes out? Are we going to have an AWP to AWP duel?
Maybe 5 ops.
That might be a few too many. I wouldn't be against it.
We've seen some
you,
things.
you might need 5 AWPs to stop Kenny. That's probably one way to go about it, but they will get the AWP out on Hogue. They're keen to use the spawns again, so now they've spawned over towards the B side of the map. They want to go take control quickly. Looks like they want to go for quite a quick play down into the lower dark tunnels. Nade's going to come on in. Huge amount of damage chunking down T, Fog, and old mate J Trong.
Okay. Now that's a good look for a round start for Revolution. They do find an opening frag here. Jax is on the other end.
Oh, no.
But Shox, the man that is no stranger to hitting headshots from far, will find 2 up close before he's ultimately eliminated. And Lucky will be there to clean up the rest. So it's going to be Rambutan backing right up into the body. Where are you going to run with that one, Chad?
Body is yet to die, 5 rounds in. 2 kills, 1 assist, 0 deaths. On the other side of things for the Rambutan, remember you can eat them. 0, 0, and 5. Yet to find any impact himself. Revolution now with 5 AKs on the board. No AWP this time round to take the jewels. Once again, just a bit of a spread. This time 1 over towards dark. 4 players hovering in the car yard outside long as they've got control of that section of the map relatively easily. Shox wants to stay and fight, wants to stay and challenge. Thinks better of the idea. Knows a boost is the better option in play. And yes, indeed. Kenny will pluck T out of midair.
Later, dude.
No flash, nothing. Just jumping on into that pit dry.
So the rest of y'all want to jump in this pit too? Because I'm waiting for you. Hogue going to find Jax, and that leaves us in a 4 versus 4. As Kenny still puts on a clinic out here at Long A. He wants some more too. Kenny's hungry, he says, and there's something about an apple. And, well, there you go. Just keep feeding the guy.
Look at it, 1 at a time.
Kenny now.
All right. Well, that's 6 rounds on the board for G2. We did paint a pretty bleak picture to start things off, considering how badly Singularity destroyed the likes of Revolution 16-2, 16-1, respectively. So if Revolution are able to do any better than that, that would be a positive sign. So far, rounds are yet to be close, other than the pistol round that Hogue did his very best at trying to bring back. Pause will be taken, appears to be tactical. They've maxed out the loss bonus some time ago, so they're going to constantly be getting that $3,400 in the bank, which is just under the cusp of what's necessary to buy.
Which is unfortunate, but also calculated if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of just how you plan this for yourself.
Volvo worked that one out.
Volvo now with the freeze time. 10 seconds. You know what I want to say, Chad, but I'm going to not. So 6-0 on the board here as Revolution look to get something going. But G2, very, very, very fluid in their approach, very powerful indeed.
Yeah, they're still doing the basics right. You know, they're flashing for each other. They're making sure that they're cautious with the peaks. You could see that round where Kenny got 4 from top of A. Shox wanted to go for those jewels himself. You can see that he knows that the ability is there to take those kills, but they're still going through the paces of what's the more fundamentally sound approach.
Well, there is obvious reasoning too, right?
Yeah.
Because the moment that you get that sort of, oh, we can do whatever we want, disrespect style of Counter-Strike, you get punished for it. I'm just going to say you start to look like an ass, and then that starts to snowball, and then you begin to lose, and then it's really out of your control.
Like that play from Kenny, quite right there to retake long. I like the idea of it, but he could have been really caught out. But Shox was there covering. So, right, they've got the contingencies in place. They're still making brave plays. They're still making aggressive pushes, but they're hitting the shots. And that's all that matters here is Kenny's going to find 2 more. Going to put himself up to 13 kills, and this is the type of game that an AWPer dreams of. Dust 2, free range. You haven't been scared of an AWP yet. Utility usage is not necessarily on point to flush you off angles. And if you're a player like Kenny, you've got to be smiling up to the heavens.
Now, if this is a matchmaking game, do you? And obviously, we don't know. Let's just say all the names are at random. You don't know anyone. Is this the point where you report the AWPer?
Look, if you're an uneducated player, yes, you probably report the AWPer.
Tends to happen that way, Chad, believe it or not.
People get upset about lots of things in life. Somebody out-AWPing you time and time again is one of those things. Again, Kenny will find an opening frag. The default utility is being expended. So, Revolution are playing what appears to be a pick-heavy game. But this round, they did opt for more of the default spread, and Kenny is just having free opportunity here to move from place to place, position to position, take heads-up duels on his own authority.
Yeah, and that's not a ground that Revolution's going to find success on at all. Especially with the comfort rising with each and every round that G2 are able to put in the bag here. Just like that push to the upper B tunnels, going to leave Fog by himself with the bomb, with the smoke, with the AK. And also all by his lonesome of what we would call old green box at the very top. But Kenny S in the zone. And the creep down mid from Fog TM now.
There is a gap here, right? Like, if he can take this duel in CT spawn. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Body's on the flank. This is done and dusted. Never mind.
Kenny S, yet again. You're going to be seeing that name quite a few times here, I feel.
His AWP is called... No, his knife is called Mum's Credit Card.
Because you just keep swiping.
I guess, until you get caught and then you're grounded and then nobody's having fun with that. These players don't have hands, Trace. Do you notice that they don't have hands?
Well, he's got one hand.
It's Flash there. No, not... Oh, the other model. We'll see it when we're back in spawn next time. I'll see if it's still like that.
Let's see if they want to play the game out here that G2 is giving to them, which is hanging out with Molotov's going to be Hogue. Burnt alive here in the 9th round of the game. 8-0 for G2 over Revolution right now. If you're just joining us, you've tuned into the frag movie before Super Stidham can get a hold of it. And there's Lucky with another one on to Fog. And G2 know that they're in control right now.
That's a rough way to go, yeah. And they can even have this 4-man alien, right? The guy boosted in CT spawn can quickly rotate his body. That's still yet to die. Hasn't really had a lot of action over towards this B-bomb site, but still managed to find 5 kills, 2 assists, and 0 deaths. But I like the fact that they can play this 4-man alien, right? If you have a player towards B that you're confident in being the anchor, and you can just have a guy boosted up over the tall box in CT spawn, you can have more members over towards the A bomb site. And that means when cat executes come in, or if teams try to go harder for that long control, more numbers in that side of the map can always be helpful.
Ooh.
I'm not sure how that happened.
I'm not sure either. Really not sure how that actually
There's no way they all took damage at the exact same time.
Yeah, just kind of looking around the map to even just kind of think for myself.
Yeah.
Like, was there, a touchdown grenade we didn't see?
Is
No.
Is there a nuke in this game that we haven't been made aware of?
I was trying to equate it to something in Rust. I've been playing a lot of that lately.
Okay.
But I can't.
Kenny has 17 kills.
Yeah, Kenny.
In 9 rounds.
Having a field day here. 17 kills, 2 deaths, and a timeout, certainly of the tactical side. It would have to, I would assume.
I think the thing is, right, like if you're a team like Revolution and you're a really good team in your region, maybe even just Vietnam, for example, right? They're really good in that part of the world. You're never getting tested and pushed and punished. When you verse a team of the caliber of G2, then realistically, you're out of your league. You're completely out of your league. And if you try and play any version of Counter-Strike that's close to what they're used to, which now Counter-Strike is so much more robust in terms of the approaches we see, you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt. Just like Jax is laying down the law over towards Long. Kenny's going to swing. He's going to find Fog yet again, and 18 kills might quickly climb to 19 as a grenade's going to land over towards the bin. Damage is done to Rambutan. Eventually, Shox will come in with the mop, take him down, leaving Hogue. The thing is, right, Revolution versus G2 is a huge disparity of matchup. Like, those two teams, you would never really see them going toe-to-toe on paper unless it was like a tournament like WESG. Right. When you have the game like we covered before, which was Absolute, the Japanese squad, going up against the, I guess you could call them the second best team in Argentina. They have a stand-in, unfortunately. But those two teams going toe-to-toe feel like they come from similar levels. If anything, I would say the squad from South America should actually be doing better purely because of what Fallen has been able to do. I know that Brazil and Argentina are 2 different places.
Right.
I'm aware of that.
Think about, I guess, it's kind of like what people are saying about Asian CSGO, right? And maybe like the entire oceanic scene, for example, which, you obviously hail from. It's a sheer amount of exposure.
Sure.
Like these guys people, when I say the word exposure, you might want to jump on and say, okay, well, this is more so driven off of storylines and narratives and things that people can rally behind fan bases. No, I'm talking about the idea of these guys getting in a server and getting pushed around and kicked on like this until they learn from their mistakes and they can fix things and move forward with it in a positive, constructive manner. Now, coming into this server and playing Dust 2 against G2 and just getting beat up by Kenny S, that's going to teach you a thing or two.
Sure, it's going to make you be more aware of how you have to use your utility to push AWPers off of lines, right? So they've done a fantastic job of that right here. That's a great example. They used their flashes. The AWPer had to drop back. Shox was a bit unlucky not to be able to swing there and multi-kill. That would have been the next step in this. Kenny repositioning. This is not a disrespectful play by any means. So this is a ballsy AWPer play. Now, he might normally get punished in that environment, right? He might get one and be done, or he might get one and get away, but he's re-peaked 3 times. Now, part of what you're seeing here coming out of G2 is they're playing with such a confidence because they know, pound for pound, individually speaking, every single player on this G2 roster is so many levels above anything that anybody from Revolution can offer up. It gives you this allure, this kind of vibe that you can get away with anything, but they're still playing within the confines of basic CS, using their protocol nades like a Molotov to stop a B-rush, the nade to follow up, sitting for anti-flash, being ready in all these kind of positions. They're still doing the basics, but when it comes to the chance to multi-frag and duel, they're not going to back down. They're going to take the fight.
Now, mind you, Kenny S coming into this round with 21 frags as we are in the 12th round of the game. Certainly is a story telling of its own to how this game is going thus far. 11-0 for G2 over Revolution currently. Shox on the other side of the smoke, however. And Rambutan looking to get the better of him, but it will be a matter of watching that smoke fade. Now, Shox playing this timing just about right to go ahead and back off. But if he rounds his corner, he's going to be in a bad way. Unfortunately, it's going to be Rambutan that beats him to the punch. And now the bomb being down up top mid with Kenny S. Overlooking it. Certainly not making things any easier, as he has found level untainable, it seems, in this matchup. And there's another one. Get yourself one more, Kenny. We know you want it.
24 kills.
There you go. Boom.
25 kills.
25 kills, 2 deaths, 178 ADR for Kenneth. I'm not talking the Suin type. We're talking Kenny S, baby. Vintage.
Case was map number 2, so Kenny won't have, in theory, as much freedom to roam around like this. You don't get as many opportunities to go for those kind of duels. But he will get offered a lot of heads-up plays because of the execute nature of it. So it will be a quick Xbox smoke with a B lean. Looks like they want to draw our attention over towards middle.
And this is where those protocols come into play. You see how he continuously throws that Molotov to stop it, thwart any rush. Because he knows that he'll be on his lonesome in there, and then it'll be an easy take for the terrorist in this B bomb site.
Look at this.
One by one, they will peek him, and they will all die and be punished for it. There you go. Now, this one has turned around. Now, we might have what looks like a plant on our hands, I think.
Look at this dark flank already.
Even the first time in the game. Nope, didn't even get the plant down. Now, last guy going to get mopped up because Kenny has arrived to take down Hogue. And this one is going by rather quickly, Chad.
So there's another example of a play that might not have happened if Shox was playing a level of opponent that he gave more credit to, right? And that's not meant in a harsh way yet again. That's just meant in, likely if you're playing Fnatic, they'll have somebody watching that smoke still. Shox, or they'll be planning safe. You know, they'll be playing positions where they can't just die to that kind of a play. Shox knowing here that he can take advantage of them, finally getting bomb site control, finally getting some good trades, acted very quickly. So Xbox Smoke will be coming out again. They do have a double AWP set up. As I mentioned before, you said something about 5 AWPs and how that might not actually be a terrible idea to just try and find a pick onto Kenny who's roaming and derming.
But the thing is, even if you stop him once, it's not enough.
No.
He's going to pick up another op. He's going to continuously peek this team like this. And it's not out of lack of respect of them as individuals or as a team. It's literally the best way to play this game when you have this sort of confidence built up over your opponent.
It's like when I go and play the casual Dust 2. I know that I can run around and kill everybody. Yeah. So I'm going to do it. I'm not going to sit back and, hold
We're talking W-mashed, mouse one in all the way through all the spawns everywhere.
This is going to be a big pick right here. It looks like they're getting a little bit hesitant. Flash will come over, but Shox is already waiting and using his AK like an absolute railgun. Destroys 2, swinging out his jacks. And any cat territory that they felt they might have bought has just been sold to the highest bidder. And that is G2. 40 seconds. This one should come apart. As look at this, just standing, not crouching, not needing to jiggle peek, not looking uneasy, trusting their aim.
Yep. 26-2 for Kenny S. As we go into the last round of the first half on Dust 2. Mind you, the second map is Cash. Sorry for the lack of variety, but that's how the vetoes pan out sometimes. Kenny going for the mid pick now. He's going to be alone. No one will be picking him there. There's the player top green, and he has been stopped. Hogue. Who would have thought with the Galil find success? Because he's instantly traded on.
Yeah, I thought he maybe would have gone to try and pick up that AWP, but wanted to see if he could catch anyone a little bit lackadaisical over towards Catwalk. Body has an AWP over towards the B bomb site. He's going to find 2, jiggling around the tall box in the bomb site. P250 comes out. More damage from Body here. And Shocks will finish it off 15-0. This one could be a 16-0.
If it looks like a 16-0, if it smells like a 16-0, there's still a chance that they could pick up Pistol.
It is, of course, because Pistol, as a lot of people like to say, is random.
I would just say it's just a level playing field.
That's the way I look at it.
But obviously, this isn't a level playing field regardless of how you look at it.
No, this is like Little League versus the Pro League.
Okay. This is like Little League versus...
I don't know what sports you guys have got.
14, 15, basically. Like people that are just playing for the first time versus those that have the fundamentals down to an absolute, 0.
Sure, I've been playing for a big chunk of their life.
Peace. Rambutan getting it done here, taking out Shocks, doing his part.
He pushed long solo, and he's doing it again. The guy has some absolutely big Rambutans downstairs.
Which is where they're going to be heading now. G2 working their way up Catwalk with the bomb. Shocks being the victim in this round thus far. And Rambutan's not far behind him. 12 HP.
Ooh.
But this setup from the CT side could prove to be a little interesting. It's pretty much you hit your shot at long, or
this is JBK.
You're going to get pinched on. And there it is. Now he's got to flex off of the ramp right into the Catwalk players. Was never really going to work out unless the long player hit his shots. Unfortunately, for Revolution, that's just not what happened. And as the bomb has been planted, there are only 2 members alive, in T and Fog. And make that just Mr. Fog TM.